Welcome to the province of Ontario, where convicted pedophiles and proven thieves meet the good character standard for licensing by the Law Society of Upper Canada. Yet another convicted pedophile has been approved to continue as a licensed Ontario lawyer practicing in the area of family law. I'm Donald Best. My friends, it was only a few weeks ago that I told you of how the Law Society licensed John David Kuhn as a child protection lawyer, despite knowing that Kuhn had previously been convicted of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl. After licensing, Kuhn allegedly committed another sexual assault, this time upon a 4-year-old child, while he was acting in his professional capacity as a lawyer. He's on the run with a warrant out for his arrest, and police suspect there are other unreported victims. What a surprise! Who could have predicted that a person with a history of sexually assaulting children would attack other children in the future? Who could have predicted that? Except just about anybody with a little common sense. Except, apparently, the esteemed leadership of the Law Society of Upper Canada. Now, only a short few weeks later, here we go again with another pedophile lawyer, a totally new and separate case. This week, we discovered that senior lawyer Martin Schultz will be allowed to continue to practice family law, despite being sentenced to 45 days in jail after pleading guilty to a single charge of possessing child pornography. That was part of a plea bargain with the Crown. Other more serious charges were dropped. Schultz had hundreds of child sex photos and videos on his computer. Think of the ruined lives, the devastation, the pain of these little children. But the Law Society Tribunal decided about Schultz, and I quote, "We find no reasonable grounds for believing that a significant risk of harm to members of the public exists." The tribunal found that Schultz could continue to practice family law with a restriction that he would not represent children and would not be alone with any person under the age of 18. As a spokesperson for the Law Society stated, a past criminal record, even for child sexual assault, doesn't preclude someone from receiving a license to practice law in Ontario. Well, if that is the Law Society standard, then that is the standard. After all, lawyers regulate and set their own standards for the legal profession. But the lesson for the Ontario public is this: your lawyer might have a criminal record. The Law Society won't tell you, and you probably won't know. As was shown in the recent Toronto Star Broken Trust investigation, your lawyer might also be one of the hundreds of lawyers who in the past few years committed serious criminal offenses against their clients, but were never charged because the Law Society covered up. What are the Law Society's senior benchers thinking to allow convicted pedophiles and other persons with criminal records to practice as lawyers? Have they lost touch with reality? They certainly have lost touch with Canadians. By continuing to license persons with criminal records and by covering up hundreds of crimes and other acts of wrongdoing by lawyers, the Law Society of Upper Canada is seriously undermining the reputation of Ontario's legal profession. Now, don't get me wrong here. The vast majority of Ontario lawyers are principled people who work hard for their clients, and every day they deliver the best justice they can within the rules, laws, and system that we have. But the entire profession is being let down by a leadership that has lowered the good character licensing standards and regularly covers up for lawyer misconduct, contrary to the Law Society's professed duty to the public trust. The movement to end self-regulation for Ontario's lawyers is fast growing and is fueled by an increasing public awareness that Canadians are not being well served by a profession that lacks modern standards of independent oversight and external accountability. I'm Donald Best. See you next time.